Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Saundry318, back again for another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 review. Yes, you heard that right. My review for Elimination Chamber 2022 is, here at last, obviously enough. And obviously enough, as you can clearly tell by the time I'm uploading this video, clearly enough, we're literally heading into the week of Wrestlemania 38. Let alone the fact of that, also with the fact of me obviously coming out here without me actually making a legitimate prediction video for this actual show right here. What the hell is Saundry318, you may be asking? Well, time drastically got away from me personally, because it just did. Because obviously, without going way into much, personally, obviously enough, work for myself, especially recently within the last couple of weeks, if not within the last month, has been drastically a hell of a shit going on there personally, without me not going into it personally behind the scenes. So that going on, kind of taking up my time, actually taking me, taking up all my free time to legit, be, legit having to work, legit just want to come home away from it all and just not want to do it, just not want to do videos per se for you guys. Sorry to say that, but the truth hurts. Sorry to say it, but still, yeah. So work being the bitch, obviously enough, and with all the drama and all the shit that's going on there, which thankfully nowadays currently has been cleared up. Is actually being a hell of a lot better than what it's been since I actually started the job, thankfully, which, bear in mind, has got nothing to do with me personally, so I shall stress that, right? I should stress that right here right now. It's got nothing to do with me personally. It's just legit, business shit, and legit with them, and legit going on behind the scenes with them. And, nothing, like I said, nothing to do with me personally. That's just them. And they dealt with shit, and they dealt with shit within the last couple weeks, and the last month, as I said before. And as I said before, thankfully, within all that drama, all that drama going on, happening and occurring, and moving on from it all, it has been actually rather peaceful, and actually making legit, full on great to work at where I work at. So I am thankful for that. Thankfully enough, as much as there's drama and shit that happens going on there, with that shit going on, I'm actually thankful legit, and fully on to actually say I actually enjoyed the job to begin with. So there's that. At least I can say that, guys. At least I can say that. So there you go. And two, obviously enough, procrastination is just procrastination. I just couldn't get around to it, because just for a lot of reasons, as I said for that before, with that shit going on, and just me not being in the mood to do so, and just wanting to get around to it whenever I want to get around to it, which I just never did. Because obviously, Elimination Chamber came and went, and obviously enough, me legitimately getting the review here itself, obviously is taking a bunch of time to begin with, because obviously we're legitimately heading into WrestleMania 38, just coming up right around the corner this upcoming weekend. Coming around the corner as I'm actually uploading and actually recording this video alone. So, hurrahs. So, yay. So, obviously enough, we are, with all this jazz out of the way, and all introductions out of the way, this has finally welcomed you guys to my review of Elimination Chamber 2022, as we're actually heading into the grand stage of the mall coming up next here on the channel. So with that said, we're not going to wait. We're going to get this thing started, shall we, for the actual video, while you're here for, my review. Because obviously enough, what else would you be here for? Duh. So, yay. So we're going to get this thing, and we're going to get this thing started and actually out of the way, so I can finally head off here, finally last for a video I've been holding on for way too long, so we can finally get to the actual content you're actually looking forward to see coming up next here on the channel for WrestleMania 38 itself, for my predictions and the review coming up next on the channel. So as I said, let's just go, shall we? So Elimination Chamber 2022, let's go right now, haha. So let's get started. We start off with The Miz taking on Rey Mysterio for the kickoff match. My prediction for this match was Rey Mysterio to win, and I won this match, so that's my prediction score 1-0. And my thoughts on this match was, Honestly, nothing out of the ordinary you would expect out of this kind of match, to be honest. Just something to heat up the Saudi crowd in time for the main card to start. And on a positive note as well, as I might add, to give Ray an overall W, to say the least. So there you go. So with that said, moving on next, we have Goldberg. To start off the show, we have Goldberg and Roman Reigns taking on one another in the Universal Championship matchup. My first match was for Roman Reigns to win, and he won this match. So there's my prediction score 2-0 so far. And my thoughts on this match was short and sweet, and overall got straight to the point in a manner that was quite the entertaining way to start the show off on. Might just be the best match Goldberg has had recently to boot as well, to say the least, as well. Needless to say, though, a nice match to start off the show for sure. So there you go. Another thumbs up. Obviously enough to start that's legit on a pre-show and to start the actual show. So yay for thumbs ups. So moving on. Next up, we have the Elimination Chambers match for the women. My prediction was for Belair or Bliss to win, and my prediction came true, as Bianca Belair did in fact win this match. So match prediction score 3-0 so far. All wins so far. Hoorays! And my thoughts on this match is that while I did in fact like the match, wait, let me rephrase this. While I did. Once again, for the third time, let me rephrase this once again. While I did feel like the match kind of wanted to rush to the finish near the end of it all in regards to its pacing, the match overall seemed to be quite entertaining to watch, and seeing each woman get their time to shine and ultimately give us all what we expect out of this match, to both in regards of its result, but as well as some storylines within the chamber itself. Good match to say the least. So there you go. Moving on next, we have Ronda Rousey and Naomi in a tag team match against freaking Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville. My prediction being Ronda Rousey and Naomi's team to win, and they won this match. So match my prediction score 4-0. And my thoughts on this match was, while Flair was a bit static at some points in the match to wait and set up some moves that Naomi did to her, the match overall seemed to be a good tag match, with both teams having members to have time in the ring and matching up with all members involved to boot as well. So there you go. Moving on. A lot of moving on, because obviously enough, we're gonna want to freaking speed this shit up, freaking, so we can get to Wrestlemania coming up. So bear that in mind, guys. This is kind of being a kind of rush up review, because obviously we want to get the shit out of the way and get it done. So obviously enough. Hence why I'm actually, appearing like this, and maybe hearing people in the background, or just me casually, hearing things here around me with my cat rustling around my coffee table here nearby, or potentially hearing stuff in the background for my mom just chilling and listening to stuff in the background, as she's, going to sleep or whatever, in the far distance in the background. So, all this in mind, I'm just chilling. This is kind of more of a chill act and more vibing, review for you guys. I'm not taking this thing too seriously, because you shouldn't either, because obviously I'm just trying to hurry this shit up to get this up to you guys, because obviously content is content, and I might as well give you guys something in mind, because obviously I don't want to hold this shit off for my WrestleMania videos, because obviously I could, but I'm not going to, because obviously that'll make me freaking stand here longer than I have to or want to for my predictions for WrestleMania 38. So, blah. So, speeding up review. So, yays. Anywho, disregarding all that, with all that shit in mind, we have now Drew McIntyre taking on Madcap Moss in a false count anywheres matchup. My prediction for this match was McIntyre to win, and he won this match, so that's my prediction score 5-0 so far. And my thoughts on this match was, this match truly shows how much of a superstar Moss really is. The man can really go in the ring despite the character he's told to play on screen, and must I even point out that fucking spot. My God, how is he not totally fucked after that? My God, my God, my God. Seriously. If you guys remember what the fuck happened to freaking Madcap Moss during this match, whew, must I say, that's freaking, even looking back on it now, my God, that was crazy. But in either case, match totally delivered in all sorts of ways and went beyond expectations of what these two could do, despite it only really serving as Drew's way of eventually getting to Corbin, as he obviously is going to head against WrestleMania this upcoming weekend. So, yays. So, with this said, moving on. Next, we have Lita taking on Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. My prediction for this match was Becky Lynch to win this match, and of course she won this match, so that's my prediction score 6-0. I can't really do more on my fingers or my hands, so 6-1. Or not 6-0. 6-0, because I'm not losing any. I won all matches so far, so 6-0 is my score. And my thoughts on this match was decent at best. Seemed to be the kind of pump the brakes for a moment sort of match that was delivered after the complete ride of the show has been on giving us so far prior to it so far. Heading up to this point. The end definitely could have been done a lot better, honestly, too. But it's whatever, I suppose, for what the match came to represent for us to get Lynch past Lita and onto Mania to face Belair, obviously enough. So with this said, and hopping over to the freaking hurdle that was their excuse for a segment between freaking Usos and the Viking Raiders for Usos to squash the Viking Raiders. So jumping over this shit, because obviously that shit happened in the show, so moving over that type of bit. We have the Men's Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. My first match was for Lesnar or Lashley to win, and my prediction came true, as obviously enough, heading into WrestleMania, we have Brock Lesnar as WWE Champion heading into the show to face off against freaking Roman Reigns, obviously enough to go for their apparent unification match, which some may call it legit, some are calling it bullshit. Who the fuck's gonna happen? We're just gonna see what happens post-Mania. So with that said, that's then, this is now, so obviously enough. Lesnar won the match and is the WWE Champion heading into the show. Coming up next to face off against Roman for title on title, obviously enough. So, with that said, my prediction came true, Lesnar winning this match, and my prediction score, obviously enough, ended off being 7-0 so far, and obviously my overall score is 7-0, by the way. I got a clean sweep for the show, a clean sweep, all 7 matches, won, obviously enough, so there you go. No losers in sight for the show. And overall, my thoughts of this match for the Men's Elimination Chamber match was, I quote, was questioning just why it had to be Theory to be the last to go out of the bunch when he should have been the first, but only seemed to serve the inning that came to be, I suppose. Needless to say, though, while it was the result we all seen coming, it truly is a shame that Lashley went out the way he did, not only losing the title not too long after winning it at the Rumble, but to also do so by not even being in the match at all, per se, obviously at all. Overall, though, for what the match was worth, definitely not one to cry over as others seem to be doing, but for sure have to give it to the women's one for sure to be the one for the night, obviously. So obviously, women over the men's, obviously enough for that kind of side tangent that end up those flop projects are. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. The men's wasn't really in, but the women's match was better than the men's. So that's pretty much what I'm saying there. So blah. So moving on from that, and my overall score, like I said before, was a clean sweep, 7 wins and no loses. So as I said, my total score of the show overall was, for the last I quote, obviously enough, for an easily predictable show. It wasn't too bad at all. Granted, it could have been just as a waste. It could have just been a waste of time and just to be a beat up house show like the most, if not all, of the Saudi Arabia shows are, obviously enough, seem to be, obviously enough. But at least some effort was made into the show to actually make it a legit pay-per-view event as we now head towards WrestleMania full speed ahead. So now, with this said and done, ladies and gentlemen, with me actually looking down at my cat because he's right here on the couch. Here he is. Hi. So, with that out of the way, with everything out of the way, I overall want to thank you guys for watching this video for what it is worth. I am looking forward to WrestleMania 38 for what it's offering for us, obviously enough. So, with that said and done out of the way, I once again thank you all for watching this video, and I shall see you guys next time for my WrestleMania 38 predictions heading up to next. Coming up here next on the channel. So with this said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough, guys. The Showcase of the Immortals is coming up next, and I'm going to be here for you guys coming up soon to predict and review it for you guys for your review pleasure coming up soon. So with this said and done, lastly enough, ladies and gentlemen, on 7318, and I'm out of here for this random ass review. See you guys then for Mania.